insight now into the results tonight.
That's right. Sean is with our analyst, Democrat Mike Dino, trying to keep us off balance with a Republican red tie. And Republican Dick Wadhams.
It does.
It's
true.
donkeys.
It's got little donkeys on it. All right, so let's unpack. I have to say first, Jim, you know what? 2020, it begins tomorrow. Okay, so we are already thinking ahead. So let's unpack this. Was this all Trump tonight, Dick?
Yeah, I think this was definitely an anti-Trump vote tonight. I think that drew out unaffiliated voters that voted in huge numbers, unlike anything we've seen. Accelerated and Democratic turnout, subdued Republican turnout for whatever reason. But there's a contradiction tonight, Sean. Most of these Democrats who've been elected tonight think that tax increases are just great for education, for roads, and the voters are going to find out the people that they put in office tonight are people who want to raise their taxes. And so we're going to see an interesting comparison when they take power in January and what they do.
Right. Tax and spend liberals, right? That's
well,
that's who voters selected.
About that. I mean, I think Governor-elect Polis, he didn't support ballot measure 110, and he had no fondness for 73 either. Right. He certainly has ambitious plans when it comes to education and health care. But, you know, I think the Democrats, they're going to celebrate. They're going to, you know, they wanted to achieve this victory. They got the Senate seats they wanted to get the state Senate. That's another part of the wave effect that we've had here. But they're going to have some common sense in terms of how they govern, because they want to be there a long time.
Right. People will say, is this indicative of 2020? Are we no longer the swing state? And are we going to see an even bigger backlash against Trump in 2020?
I don't know. I don't know where Trump will be in 2020. But what I do know, I really do think these ballot initiatives prove that Colorado is still a fiscally conservative state. And I think Governor-elect Polis and his new Democratic majorities in the legislature are going to have to recognize that they don't want them to go overboard on these things.
And there typically is overreach.
And they will. That's what happened last time. They passed all those gun laws, and immediately 3 Democratic senators were recalled, or 2 were recalled, one resigned. So I think that this state is still fundamentally a fiscally conservative state. That is much different than what we elected tonight in public office.
It will determine what Democrats do with that power. They now have the state Senate, the state House, and the governor's seat, right? They control all the levers there.
They do, but I think women also spoke loudly in this election. And I think they're going to stay very politically active, both the Democratic side, Republican, and the independent side. And independents have found a new power here. They're much more involved in the elections, and they know they can swing it either way. And I think they'll pay a lot more attention, and they paid attention to the ballots. I think they read pretty far down because they knew what they were voting on, and I think, as Dick said, they're pretty conservative about how they approach the ballot issues.
All right. Thank you. We're going to take a break here from the panel. Head back.